Hey, what's up YouTube? thyAshes here bringing you another video, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys slash digressing about League of Legends versus Gears of War. And I know I sound sad saying this, but it is simply because I have been watching and playing a little bit and just generally reminiscing about the good times I had working in League of Legends. And I want to make this video because I want to really show you guys or explain to you guys how far behind Gears of War really is, kind of behind the scenes, or what you guys might not really see. So when I worked in League of Legends, I started off as a player, obviously, and then moved into a management position due to time constraints slash giving up on my own ability to grind and really become the best at the game. And as a manager, I learned a lot and I grew a lot, and working with coaches and then starting to coach, I learned a lot about different aspects of esports, both from an organizational point of view and from a just part of the team point of view. And I feel like Gears of War is lagging so far behind on so many fundamentals that we've already learned help improve both player well-being, mental well-being, and just general state of the game in esports. So I'm going to use a few easy examples, and one of the ones I've talked about before, I've talked about it in my Ask Ashes video from this week, episode 12, and it comes down to scheduling, right? In Gears of War, when we need a scrim, we tweet out scrim. It's that simple. You tweet out a scrim, teams reply, you invite them, process is done, and everyone goes about their practices. In League of Legends, as the manager, I was part of a Skype group with about 260 people in it. Skype groups had a max of 300. They might still have that. And, I was one of them. And I started in that group when there was only about 30 to 40 people in it. And basically, it's one or two representatives from every single team in Challenger slash LCS. Well, it used to be LCS. They kind of fell out of it because LCS teams stay together. For those of you who don't know, LCS means League Championship. It's basically the pro teams for League of Legends. NACS is the challenger, the amateur teams, the semi-pro teams for League of Legends. So this scrim group, or this chat that's on Skype, basically consisted of all these representatives, either managers or coaches or team captains. And what you would do is you would take your schedule with your team, right? So as a new manager, let's say I put together a new roster, right? I would find out every player's individual schedule on an average for every day of the week, right? And then I would make the schedule that showed the most amount of time that team could practice together at reasonable hours throughout the week, every single day. And then we would pick days based on everybody's schedules and in a team meeting that the team would want off. And typically you get 1 to 2 days off. LCS teams take 1 day off, maybe less depending on what they have to prepare for, but it's healthy to take 1 to 2 days off, right? It's healthy to kind of create a little bit of separation and balance out your life, especially in the amateur section of League of Legends or any esport. So we would take that schedule, we would pick our day or two off, and then we would refine the practice schedule to make it best for everybody. And then the policy always was, if you have something that comes up, like a family emergency or something like that, obviously, as long as you just let us know, send me a text or something so I can tell the team, or put it in the Skype chat for the team that you can't make practice, then that's fine. As long as it's not like an everyday thing or even like an every week thing. That's fine. It happens. Life happens. But in general, the players knew that they had to be on by a certain time. They had to be warmed up by a certain time. They couldn't get into another solo queue game or whatever by a certain time. They had to be available to get in game and play their scrimmage at whatever time, or be on and watching a VOD review at whatever time with the coach. And they knew what time they were done, so they could plan other activities around it, whether it was practicing individual skills or scheduling one-on-one time with the coach, or working with a video or streaming or a girlfriend or family or going out to eat or friends, whatever the case may be. They knew when they could start and when they could stop based on the team schedule, and it stayed fairly consistent. And then for me as a manager or as a coach, I knew that I needed to find them scrimmages that were suitable for practice between X time and Y time. So between that gap, I had to break up that into segmented blocks, so basically 2 to 3 hour blocks, and schedule scrims with other teams. And this chat was a resource for that. So at the beginning of every week, or really at the end of every week, like on Saturday or Sunday, I would post for the next week's scrims. And then teams would then respond to me privately, not in the group, and I would be able to schedule scrims with them. We'd work out times. If we had other times later that week, if it was a good team that we wanted to scrim multiple times, we would schedule out our week and we'd fill those gaps as managers. So as a team, they knew that at the start of their week, they could see every team that they were scrimming against. For the coaches, they could see every team that they were scrimming against and prepare what they needed to practice against certain teams, because the coaches knew, okay, this team is good at this, and this team's better at this, and this team's weak at this. So, you know, we could prepare what we needed to practice against each team so that it make the practice more efficient. We don't have anything like that in Gears of War, and there's been multiple attempts to start scrim groups, but it's hard to break these old and bad habits that Gears of War has as a scene. And I've talked to players about it, and a lot of players say, oh, it wouldn't work, and we don't want to do that, and what if something comes up, or what if I want to go out with my friends and stuff like that. And there's two responses, right? There's really two responses. Response number one is, that's fine. Let us know that you want to go out with friends. Like, we can stay flexible and pre-plan these practices. Sucks, I don't want it to happen every day, but we can work around it. But it's better to have that set up schedule, which is probably the better response. Or there's response number two, which is, this is your job. In some cases, this is your job. Or that, why is it that amateur, unpaid League of Legends teams and players can have a better structure and more dedication to their game than a professional or semi-professional Gears of War player? Obviously, there's higher salaries and sponsors and stuff in League of Legends, and there's more viewership. You know, now that Gears of War is picking up pace, we have $1 million pro circuit with all this money on the line. The prize money really isn't where either section makes most of their money. It comes down to salaries and player salaries, player sponsorship benefits, stuff like that. So league players are going to earn more, but I'm talking about like amateur league teams that are sticking to these dedicated schedules and putting in this work compared to professional and semi-professional Gears of War teams that just aren't putting in that same commitment. So you got to wonder what the difference is between the two. Like, why are we so stuck in our ways that we can't adapt to something that is proven more effective and more efficient? And I always beg for people to prove me wrong, right? Show me the documented proof that having that structure isn't more efficient. Because here's what it boils down to. Every single sport and most esports, at least at the upper level, follows some kind of structure similar to that. The League of Legends follows it. Counter-Strike follows it, for the better part of my knowledge. I think part of this is not just on the players, though. I think part of this comes down to the coalition, and the difference between the coalition, who's new, this is their first child as far as I'm aware, and they're trying to do the best that they can, and Riot Games, who are seasoned veterans who have paved a new path for esports and are continually doing more and more to promote and strengthen esports. Now, I don't think that the coalition is really doing things wrong. I just think that they're taking steps that don't need to be taken. They're learning lessons that have already been learned, and rather than just discovering these for themselves, they could just learn from the mistakes of others, right? We have Riot Games paving this pathway for us. Why not walk on it, right? Why walk through the woods and over the gravel, rough road when you can take this nice paven path that Riot has promoted for us? And I'm not saying hosting a league, a professional league, is the right answer. That's not what I'm saying at all. I love this MLG structure and I love how that's working. I'm more talking about the minor details, right? How they promote the teams, how they promote the staff of the teams, how they incorporate a new process in terms of poaching and in terms of supporting the players and in terms of sharing profits and profit sharing, which is actually something new that Riot's doing. So I don't want to see a bunch of comments about, oh my God, Riot didn't do that before. They're doing it now, all right? They're still learning, but they're doing it now. And I just think that there's so many more steps that could be taken. And I know that it's a process, right? I'm fully aware of its process, and I fully support Coalition and everything that they're doing. And I'm fully appreciative of everything that the Coalition is doing. But I have to be fair in my video and say that it's not just the players of Gears of War who are lagging behind. It's also the game and the developers themselves. Now, I think that all of this is very easily fixable And I think we're on the right path, but it feels to me that we're going slower than necessary. And maybe things will change, right? Maybe things will change after the first major event. Maybe teams will become more committed, more dedicated. Maybe Coalition will realize the need to make a stable matchmaking with an MMR-based system and a lever penalty so that their pro scene actually wants to play their game and grind up their game and provide rewards and leaderboards for the ranked matchmaking of escalation and whatnot. But you know, all of that aside, I think that it needs to be a community effort on part of everyone, not just pros, not just pro staff, not just the coalition, but everybody involved in the community, new teams, old teams. Everybody needs to be involved in terms of pushing this to where it needs to be. We want Gears of War to be a dedicated esport. That's what we've all been working toward. Well, most of us have been working towards. Some of you out there don't care, and you know, most of you who are probably watching this video, we want to make Gears of War a dedicated esport. But we can't just sit back and expect it to happen. We need to be doing the things to make it happen. We need to be tuning into the events. We need to be conscious of the fact that, you know, if we want to be competing for these prize pools, then we need to be supporting these events with our viewership and with, you know, participating in the online tournaments and stuff like that. And we need to be doing so much more, right? And that's really what I'm saying to you guys and venting to you guys, is that I have been on both sides of this fence. I've been on the League of Legends side for multiple years. I've been on the Gears of War side for multiple years, and I'm excited to see Gears of War growing so much. But I think we can be doing so much more, and it starts with us. It starts with me. It starts with my team. It starts with you guys. It starts with the coalition. We need to be working together to make Gears of War what we want it to be. Now, disclaimer to those of you who are saying, well, Ashes, like, you're on the pro side and your opinion is skewed and blah, blah, blah. Or, wow, Ashes, like, you know, I bought the esports packs and I am supporting it and I am tuning in. Like, this isn't everybody, right? Obviously, there's some of you out there who are doing everything you can to support it, and we thank you. I thank you. Coalition, I'm sure, thanks you. Gears of War thanks you. But this is not just like a one-person effort, right? Like, you can't be the only person in your neighborhood recycling and expect global warming or whatever climate issue we have today not happen. You have to be committed to helping promote the movement, right? So I think that Gears of War needs more people committed to helping promote that movement. All right, guys, I'm going to end my ranting for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, or at least got inspired by it, maybe? I don't know. I just needed to get this off my chest and talk about it, and I'm excited to see the reactions, or terrified to see the reactions. But anyways, guys, make sure to leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are about this whole topic of Gears of War as an esport. While you're down there, please click the subscribe button, guys. I really appreciate the support so much. You guys are making my channel grow so fast. It's insane. I love it. And until next time, I will see you all in the next video.